This might be a touchy subject for some people, but when I walk around and see little kids, no self control, uh, just I don't know, young people in general. I mean, I know there's always exceptions, but I firmly believe some people should not have kids, and I include myself in that. I'm not picking on anybody. I mean, I shouldn't have had kids. I mean, uh, I think there's a certain level of maturity that's involved with it. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't raise kids because, uh, something, and I hear it over and over. Oh, I tell them not to do that. I tell them not to do that. Well, here's the thing with kids. They want to be like you. So whatever you're like, they're going to end up being that way whether you tell them or not. And I go back to when I used to see my dad, as a little kid, all the good times, all the times he was mostly smiling and having a good time, he was drinking. That registered in my brain, and I'm not saying it caused me to be an alcoholic, but it damn sure didn't help. Uh, when you see that, that's normal, behavior. Well, it becomes, smoking. Oh yeah, don't smoke, but you're puffing away. What do you think they're going to do? They want to be like you. They want to do what you do. They don't care what you tell them to do. Uh, and I'm surprised at how many people don't realize that. But I think a lot of people are just better off staying, single, or when you get married, don't have kids. It's not fair to the kid growing up to have the lack of self control, and to society around them. Um, and that was another thing with my dad. Who was a good, hardworking, honest man with a lot of integrity, but he also had no control over his temper. And I shouldn't say I inherited that. I learned that behavior. Uh, I think when you say you inherit something, I don't think there's certain things you don't inherit. You get learned behaviors, and when you see it, I've always read and heard that a child's basically formed by 5 years old. Well, I remember those, years. I know some people, how can you remember? I remember them. I don't remember, probably a lot of it, but I remember a lot of that time. And I have, I got a lot of the learned behavior. My dad throwing temper tantrums, uh, literally tearing shit apart when he lost his temper, just busting stuff up. Uh, and I got that, and I spent my whole life working to fix that. Uh, I mean, my whole life. I still have it, but not nearly to the degree I used to. I have made major, major improvements, but I still can act like a 2-year old at the flash of a something, the one wrong thing, and I can still do it. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's still there. A lot of times I catch myself when I get started into that mode. I kind of I grip it and I can stop it, but then there's times I can't. And I imagine my dad fought it. He learned it somewhere. Doesn't come out of the blue. I used to think, well, maybe there's a chemical imbalance. Maybe it's part of the bloodline. Blah blah blah. But I think it's more of learned behavior than it is that. I mean, I guess there's possibilities. You know, it could be something else, uh, but I think more of it is learned behavior. Anyway, getting off track, raising kids isn't something to be taken lightly. I think it is actually the toughest job a person can do. And if you're not in good control of yourself, you have no business being in control of some young person's life. It just shouldn't be. Uh, I'll probably get a bad comment or two on that, but I believe that. And again, it's my opinion. Maybe it's incorrect. That's what I believe. Uh, it's important to know at least that they want to do, they're going to do what they see you do. They're going to get that learned behavior, no matter what you tell them. Doesn't matter what you tell them. You sit in front of the TV all the time, they're sitting in front of the TV all the time. It's normal behavior to them. That they learned that behavior. You're working all the time, doing something all the time, they're probably going to pick that up, and that'll be a learned behavior. I mean, uh, there's good learned behavior and bad learned behavior. So goes both ways. But I think people should put more thought in having. I mean, I know, I understand. I hear some people have kids because they get money, government money, which I think is totally ridiculous. Which there's nothing I can do about it. Unfortunately, the taxpayers pay for that, and those kids, in a lot of cases, are the worst ones because the parents they literally don't even care. I mean, I admire someone that at least tries, whether they're giving their child bad learned behavior, but they're trying to negate it through discipline or whatever. I think that's better than somebody that doesn't do either. Because there is that element that some people just, oh, where's your kid? Well, he's on the computer, keeps him out of my hair. Well, that's terrible. It's literally terrible. But it's important to know, that you got to be involved. And if you don't think you can be involved, don't have kids. If you're not in control of your life, don't have kids. If you're not in control, you're not in business. You have no business being in control of any young one's life. I know, I wasn't. I wasn't in control of myself for decades, and so I'm not saying I'm, not at fault. A lot of this comes from my own experience, but at least give it some hard thought. Anyway, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.